Hi, everyone. Happy day before the day before Christmas. I'm Wisdom Seeker Joan, and I'm so thrilled to have my two friends here today, Terri Suzuki of Kigaru Spiritual Journeys and SunPsychic Jean. Welcome, welcome. And welcome to everybody who's here. Warrior Widow and Jamie's Cowboys and Bora Bora, thank you so much for all you do, for coming here and for everything you do on our channels, making comments and things. And hi, CJ. So feel free to put some questions in all caps. And until we're a little bit early today, we're going to wait for just a little while for people to come in. Hi, just because, and Merry Christmas to you. But I was just asking Terri what Christmas is like in Japan. And I think you might enjoy the story too. So tell us about that, Terri.
So the thing about Christmas in Japan is you got to remember they're not Christians, so they don't have any of the Christians association at all. So the thing that you do in Japan is you might still have to work that day. It's not really a holiday, but they are coming more and more to the holiday that it's a holiday. And here's the whole tradition, the whole thing. You go buy a Christmas cake, a whole cake. Now, in general, they just buy slices, usually all the other. So you buy a whole cake, a whole round cake. And it's a Christmas cake. It usually will be white. Maybe they'll put a little bit of decorations on it, some holly or a little sled, a little sleigh or something. And then you go buy KFC, fried chicken. Okay? So that's what you do. You eat fried chicken and cake. That's the whole of it. You don't give anybody any presents, although I think kids probably get a little candy or something, but that is it. And
it's shocking. It's shocking, and it's so different, and that they still recognize it. And you said some of the people take off of work, or work gives them the day off because it's Christmas, but that's what they do. Do they gather with their family to have the cake and the chicken?
No, I mean just your immediate family, but you got to remember in Japan in general, you're going to be living with a lot of your family. So like in my home household there, my mother-in-law and my sister and one of the brothers lived there. And so that's kind of the whole family anyway. Only two are out of the house. So,
Well, I'm old enough to remember when there wasn't KFC. Was the fried chicken thing a thing before KFC? Now you're the resident expert about this, or
okay.
did it just come along since Kentucky Fried?
No, it came along because of KFC. So remember back in the day when you used to go to a KFC, they would have a big statue of Colonel Sanders with his hands out. Remember the
Okay.
glasses, the hands out? Somebody, I don't know how many years ago, at least 30 years ago that I know, put a Santa suit on Colonel Sanders. And that was it. That was it. It became Christmas. Colonel Sanders became Christmas. Buying your chicken, a big old bucket of chicken there was the thing. And in fact, if you don't have a KFC in your area, you make fried chicken. And I'm going to be, this is going to say, this could be absolutely fighting words to some people, but the Japanese make the best fried chicken. Okay.
Ooh,
It's called karage, and it has the thinnest little crunchy crust on it.
that
Yeah.
sounds wonderful.
I would believe that. Yeah, for sure. Like tempura, right?
Yeah, it's like fried chicken tempura, and it's just very, very good, tasty. Yeah.
Great. So, Jean, what are some of your favorite Christmas memories? And they don't have to do with fried chicken or KFC or anything.
Well, we had an unusual tradition when I was growing up, and we would get our Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. And my father used to say that that's what they did at their house. And so we would decorate the tree and make a big mess and have all the decorations out. and my mother would be trying to finish wrapping gifts and making food and cleaning floors in the other room while all the kids and dad were trying to trim the tree. So it was like push and pull a little bit, but it was fun. It was fun to have that all together, and we were all excited. And then we would go run and grab all the gifts that were wrapped and put them under the tree and stuff. But we later found out that the Christmas trees go on half price on Christmas Eve. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That works well.
So very, 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 cost effective, I guess. I don't know. Very frugal for sure. But it was nice. It was a nice tradition. And I think a lot of people, you couldn't keep the tree in the house very long, and the needles would start dropping off. They didn't have good systems to keep it watered and things. So I think that's why we did it.
Fun.
Yeah.
I just thought when you were talking about that, I remembered one from my growing up years. There were 4 kids in the family, and then it was my grandma and my parents and an aunt, and there was always a big table full. And mom and grandma were always busy. So, and the big thing was you have to make sure that the gravy is hot when you bring it to the table. So you'd get everybody to the table first, and then grandma, who always had great ideas to keep people entertained while they're waiting for the gravy or the last things to be brought out, she had something called surprise pie. So what it was just a big roasting pan covered in tinfoil and with bows on it. And then there would be a little gift inside, and then ribbons tied from each little gift to, it would have your name on it. So it was like a name tag thing. And then she'd say, okay, get ready. It's surprise pie time. And you'd pull on the ribbon and you'd get the little gift. And it was so great. And usually it was, like some, I don't know, lifesavers, or sometimes a roll of film that you could use in your old film camera, or just something small. But when my husband got into this, and this went on long after grandma died, until we're all adults, because it was like, keep those kids busy at the table so they're not creating havoc while they're trying to finish cooking. But it went on until we were adults. And when my husband joined, the gifts were starting to get a little crazier, and he really got into this. And he knew that my mom had a thing about, usually there was something to do with teeth, like maybe some like the spray mouthwash or something like that. So he'd start doing, like, making the gifts. He took over the gifts, and they were often tooth related. Like he went to this store where you could buy toothbrushes, and they had people's names on them, but it wasn't anybody's name that was at. And then he got into it from my mom, and he found like a chart of that, like they'd have at the dentist office, like with the pointers and everything. So the gift got all kind of got blown out of shape, but it started out really simple and fun.
Oh my gosh.
Was
Yes.
he a dentist?
No, he knew that my mom was like kind of obsessive about her teeth, because she would, sometimes the surprise pie stuff would be dental floss or something like that. So he said, oh, this is a joke. I'm going to dive into this. So it's either joke stuff about teeth or else about the Pope, because she was pretty religious. And so he would, I don't know how he did the Pope things, but there were like little games or something about Catholicism. So yeah, surprise pie got kind of wonky in the later years.
It sounds fun.
Okay, does scrambling to get Christmas concert costumes and outfits ready count as a tradition? Yes, it does.
Yes,
And
it
then,
does.
it had lots of glaze.
There's one before that.
Oh, okay. Oh, we had lots of glazed fruit that lasted ever. And it was always a way to make sure people had something to eat. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I love it. Everybody's family has something interesting.
Oh, just because has a big family, a big puzzle on the table every holiday. That's interesting.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
And then Warrior Widow, she says, my family would make this English cake that took 3 months to make.
Wow.
And it's even lots of different parts. And you cut it into pieces, wrap it in muslin cloth, and give it to neighbors. Wow.
Beautiful. Fun
A lot of work.
traditions. Okay. And I've been missing, gosh, there's so many people have joined. Ms. Sherlock and Just Visiting. Thank you for visiting. Just Because. Jamie's Cowboys, Warrior Widow, Miss Sherlock, Paisley, Karen Doyle, Amanda Carroll. People, Places, and Perspectives. Okay, I need to star yours. All right. I
And
think we
Amy
should.
Harris.
Oh, and Amy Harris. Thank you. Thank you. It's so good to see you all. And let's start in and see if we can answer some questions. Now, as long as we're with Warrior Widow, she asked, can you check to see if there's going to be an earthquake in the next 2 weeks in California?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going
do Warrior Widow, are you a clairvoyant, or are you a empath? Are you feeling something yourself that you just want to get validation on? Just curious if you had this, if you had this idea, or if you just heard it and you were getting a second opinion. In the next 2 weeks specifically, I'm actually getting it's somewhere around there. It's going around. So is it going to be before the end of January? Yep. I'd say maybe widen your time frame, but it does look like there will be. But is it going to be bigger than a 6.0 or bigger? No. Is it going to be a 6.0 or smaller? Yeah. How about you ladies?
I got a yes right away from my pendulum too, but I could psychically feel that that's not a great question, because it could be, I think it's going to be a small one, and there's probably small ones all the time. So it's saying yes to something small all the time. It probably, a better question would probably be, is it going to be big? Is it going to be south, north, central? Little more zooming into it. So I think California is a lot like Japan, and Japan, we have them all the time, just the little ones all the time, and it keeps the pressure off. So.
Yeah, and she said that her guides tell her to leave, to get out before the new year. I think that a lot of times we feel this urgency, but the timing is difficult. I think it's maybe a way to make you want to start thinking about maybe moving where you are. But I'm not getting anything imminent, but I'm not really good at predicting earthquakes. That's not my thing. I usually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I asked this before, before we came on live, and what I got was kind of the same, that it was saying, no, nothing to be concerned about, like a 3 or something like that. So that's kind of what I agreed. But I want to ask, is it urgent for her Warrior Widow to leave before the new year? Is it in her best interest to start getting prepared to leave? Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm getting to.
Yeah. When I went back and asked about the San Diego area, then it just spinned in a circle. So it doesn't have so much of an answer about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope that was helpful in some way here.
Just Visiting said that she lives in Northern California, and when she lived in Northern California, she had an earthquake app, and she gets notifications of a 3.0 to 4.0 quakes daily. And I think there's a website too. I don't know. Because of where I live, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I live on the upper end of that area, and yeah, there's one that we can get update all the time, and there's always little quakes, but mostly in Oregon. I'm in Washington, but yeah.
And that tsunami warning in the Northeast, I mean the Northwest too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. I hope that was helpful, Warrior Widow. Here's Jamie's Cowboys. Do you have any idea why my best friend unfriended me yesterday? She did a cord cutting against another friend of mine, and I feel weird now. Jamie's Cowboys, can you give us, well, first let us know you're here, and if you can give us your friend's first name, that would be great.
She is here. She just commented a second ago.
Great. All right.
Okay.
And then Jen Bowles, Visionary Gal, is going to be next. So let us know if you're here too.
Hi, Viviani. Hi, everybody. All right. I don't see anything from Jamie yet. Oh, here she is, Katie. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm picking up a lot of ego, Jamie. And what I mean by that is they are reacting to their mental or their emotional whims or fears, and they're not focusing on their heart or their soul's vibration. It's really important during these heightened times of uncertainty and volatile energies around us to make sure that we are centered in our heart and focusing on our own spiritual vibration. And perhaps they feel a certain emotion, and it puts them into I'm not saying they're fear or frightened from you, but it puts them into a reactionary kind of a way, because it's they're just not working from their heart. And it's important for you to stay in your heart and to wish them the most benevolent outcome and wish them enlightenment, that they will find their way, and to know that what is meant for you will come your way, and that no matter what people come and people go, what's certain is that you are authentic and remain yourself, authentically yourself. It's it is difficult when different people have different ideas and they change their minds and behave differently towards us. It is very difficult. I do understand that, and I'm sorry that you're having that energy around you. But it's really important to just hold on to the love and the light and wish that they will see the light and that they will see the error in their ways. Or maybe once the energy calms down, they'll feel a little bit better and start coming around again. It's really hard to say what people are dealing with at this time. How about you, ladies?
Well, I know what I'm getting is just immediately when I kind of tapped into Jamie's energy and then brought in the friend's energy, I feel like Jamie's energy is fairly balanced. And in fact, I pulled a card on the whole situation and it was balance. So they're telling you, keep your balance. You keep the balance here. But the friend's energy was massively oversized. And what I noticed of this energy is a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. I mean, outsized anxiety and fear. I think she is afraid. I think that she thinks there's many cords binding her. I mean, I think she's outside outsizedly anxious about this, and I'm hoping that things will calm down with her once she realizes that she doesn't really have that much to fear at all. But for you, I'm going to try to get that a little closer. You can see that this priestess has two balls of light. Just keep your balance. Stand firm. Be stable. Be the stability in this relationship right now.
Yeah.
So
She said she took my friend attachment away from me. No emotion right now. But she doesn't have the power to take anything away from you, Jamie. You're in complete control of all of your energy and all of your, kindness and friendship. Nobody can take that away from you. We're autonomous and what's the word? Sentient and yeah, we have. There is another word I'm thinking of, and where's Wiki when you need her? There's another word that we are sovereign. We're all sovereign
sovereign.
beings there,
Yeah.
Miss Jamie. And look that up and bring and stand firmly and in your own power, and nobody else can take that from you. So remember that. How about
Yeah.
you, Joan?
I was getting the same thing. When I tuned in, I got, kind of a crush in my heart. And I said, well, is this Katie or is this Jamie or is it both of them? And what I got was that Katie is extremely sensitive right now. Excessively is what came through. She's excessively sensitive right now and prickly. And she's reacting to something out of context. So it doesn't matter what you did or said. It's like she's picking up, there's just static in the air. And you could have said, oh, isn't it a nice day? And she would have found fault with that. And when I drew some cards, I got the moon. And things aren't clear in the moonlight. And I just kind of saw her as howling at the moon at something, reacting to something that isn't clear. So I think the idea of sending her love and just clearing your energy so you're not picking up on any of that and just realizing she's going through something that doesn't have anything to do with me. And it's kind of like a kid reacting to their parents when they're upset about something a friend said to them. She feels safe enough with you to just blast or do something like this. So yeah. I'm sorry that you're going through this. It's a hard time to deal with that. But just, I think Jean's and Terry's advice was very, very good. All right. Let's see. Here is Jen Bowles, visionary gal. Mother Mary appeared to me and I caught it on my camera on the 1st of November. I have not heard her. Does she have any message from me? And later, Jen was saying that that this image on her photograph here is what she captured.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. I think you sent it to me once there, Jen. So let's see if the energy in this image had a message for Jen. I hear them. I hear get ready is what I hear. I feel like you've accelerated in your awakening and your spiritual development in the last, I would say 10, 12 years. You've had this acceleration because of either tragedy or something else that may have caused that acceleration, but it's also the frequencies on earth and in humanity that have caused the acceleration as well. But they just want you to get ready is what they said. And it's almost like reminding you to focus in on your own spirit and to know that we're more than just this human existence, that there's more, that take a higher perspective and a wider observation on things. And I think that's what they want you to know.
Wow, I definitely agree with that, but this is how they showed it to me. So I brought up your soul, your spirit, and then asked Mother Mary to also come forward. And in general, when I see Mother Mary, I'm going to see that traditional Catholic image with the little white veil and the little light blue dress, and that's when I say, but that is not what I saw. I saw this huge, huge light blue heart, like a bubble, like a heart bubble. And that's just very interesting. And so as I sat there looking at it, like what's going on here? Mother Mary, can you tell me a little bit more about what do you mean by this? And I think that she is inviting you to step forward into that bubble. And that is exactly how you're going to see from a very different perspective. You're going to be able to see those around you in a much more loving context. Because remember, we're all worthy of love. Every single one of us on this earth are worthy of love, but there are times when it's very hard to see other people that they are just as loved by the universe, by the creator as you. But I think she's inviting you to step forward into this kind of new realm where that you're going to be able to see the kind of Mother Mary love around you a lot more, and you'll be able to apply it to others too. So that's what I'm getting.
Beautiful. When I tuned in, I saw, let's see. I'm sorry here. Oh, I heard Mother Mary saying, I went through this too, meaning difficult times. And so she didn't come to me as so much like this wonderful healing being of light, but more as her mortal self talking about the worries and the trials and the tribulations of this world. And I came through it. You can too. So it was more like we're sisters in this. I know what you're going through. But then I got something completely different, and I saw a magician, and he was doing like sleight of hand stuff, with the top hat and pulling the rabbit out and scarves and all of these things. And she said, don't get taken in by appearances. And I think that means to pull back from all the things here, look here, click on this, and be upset about this or that or whatever that's happening in the world, and go back within, because that's where things are really happening, and that's where you can have an influence. If you are saying, if you're calming yourself and doing what you can do to send peace to your family, to your friends, to the world, that's where you can have some effect. And also, she was saying too that she knew she got into this life knowing kind of on a spiritual level what was up, but knew that it was all for a higher purpose. And there's some of that in what you're asking too. And when I pulled a card, I got the Oriole, and it talks about a creative new ventures on the horizon. See it as a positive change. But what I think the Oriole, and it sort of references this, is they make these incredible basket-shaped nests. And so it's kind of that change of perspective of doing things a little bit differently. You can still lay your eggs and raise nice little chicks from those interesting nests, but it doesn't have to be like everybody else is doing it. So be yourself that way. Thank you for giving us that opportunity to talk to Mother Mary.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Joan. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, good.
And Terry, both of yours. Beautiful energy coming through today, everybody.
Yeah. Holiday energy. Next up is Just Visiting, and then Emily Lawrence Bradley. So let us know if you are here. Let's see. if either Just Visiting or Emily Lawrence Bradley are still here. Just say hello in the chat, please. Oh, Just Visiting's here. Thank you very much for waving. Does my friend Carol have a message for me? She died in August of this year in Northern California. Oh, I'm sorry. And her name is Carol.
So I'm picking up a smaller framed woman, just visiting, and she does seem to be older, but not. She didn't, not. I don't know how to explain it. Just she feels like she could have lived a longer life, but she did feel like she lived a good long life, but there was something in between there. So she's just saying that she felt like she had a lot more to experience and that it almost took her by surprise. I'm not sure if she thought her health was better than it was or if something happened suddenly, but she's just saying that cherish every moment and take every opportunity. And she's saying that she wants to thank you for the offering of your friendship and the connection, the authentic connection that you offered as well. She said, I'm not sure. I'm feeling like she was like a part of a group. If you had a group of friends, or if she was a BFF, I'm getting her more of a little bit more of a group. I don't see you two sort of raising kids together, but I do see you knowing her for quite some time. And you shared deep thoughts or deep feelings or deep you shared important things together. So you grew close because of because of knowing so much about one another. She's really sweet, very, very gentle, and she just wants you to know that. Let me ask her, Carol, what's your message? She just to keep moving forward and making the most out of each and every day, and try and remember what is most important for you and what is it. She's making me feel like the solar plexus of my stomach, of my gut, almost like right above the belly button and right below the best breastbone, in that solar plexus kind of area. And she's saying that make sure that you do what you feel is right and feel it in your gut. And she's saying that try not to be steered by the influences from other people around you. Make sure you do what you feel is right inside. She's saying trust yourself. That's what she wants you to know. Finally, I got it. Okay,
Wow.
from the group. Okay.
Wow. So I also got Carol, and uh, she is a little bit more outgoing in this version I'm seeing of her, and I'm not really seeing her. I'm kind of feeling her energy. And the first thing when she came in, she said, "Wow, it feels like I haven't seen you in 1,000 years." In other words, what she's really telling me here is, time is very different there. She's been doing a lot of things since August. So she says, "I feel like I haven't seen you in 1,000 years." And she's very happy, outgoing, positive, very, very positive about where she's at. And she said right away, "Thank you for all the help you gave me during my life. Now that I can look back at it and I get to see everything that was happened, it's like you provided some stepping stones for me. She's showing me that throughout your life together, sometimes you provided stepping stones for her, or a solid place to land. And she thanks you for that. I don't know, maybe it's that she was able to talk to you and really share her heart, and that provided the solid place for her. But then so then I'm like, okay, let's dig in here a little bit more. Is there a message? And right away, she changed what I was seeing, and it's as if she took this banner, like, those roll-up curtains that you can pull down and they snap them back and they roll up, but it was sideways, and she rolled it all the way to the side, and it looked like she was creating like a backdrop for a stage, like a play. Um, it's either like a play or it's like something else. She keeps showing me that I think there's something creative that maybe you and her did. And she's showing it may not be a play, but there's a backdrop behind it. And she wants you to keep going. The other thing is, I felt like maybe she was also saying something about that if you're taking some classes, and I feel like maybe you and her did things like that together. She wants you to keep doing it, keep going, keep doing these things, keep going. So that's what I got.
Beautiful. When I first tuned in, she was just showing me that one of the reasons you were so close is that you had lifetimes together. And one of them, at least what I was seeing, was like in ancient Rome or Greece. I saw you kind of dressed up with togas and the laurel wreaths and in some sort of procession and throwing rose petals. And then another time when you were in the American West, and I don't know when this was, if this was in cowboy and cowgirl times or if it was more recently, but it was just the two of you out on the plain riding horses together. And yeah, so she was showing me those to say that's why we got along so well together, and the depth and the ease of our connection. And I don't know if that's what you were feeling, but that's what I was feeling, that it was one of those people where you meet them and it's just like you've known them all your life, and it feels like you're just starting up a conversation or continuing a conversation. And I pulled two cards for you, and the first one was the Nine of Swords, and I'm taking this to be that she wanted to go when whatever it was, when she realized that she just wanted to leave. She didn't want to stick around and fight whatever it was that was hastening her toward transition. And then I got the Blue Jay. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. So she's just encouraging you to continue your work in your exploration into things that are spiritual and to develop your gifts, because she's going to be there to support you. Oh, thank you. What a lovely person she was.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Thanks for asking, just visiting. It was nice to see Carol. And next up is Emily Lawrence Bradley. And after her, it's CJ. And I'm just going to say we've only got a half hour left, and we have many, many questions to get through. So questions are now closed. But let's see what we can bring through for Emily. May I please have some guidance or insight for the new year coming?
So the first thing I heard for you, Miss Emily, is go with the flow. Allow things to unfold. When you feel the inspiration, go. When you feel the hesitation, stop. Simple as that. Listen to your instincts, your intuition, and follow the flow. They want you to work on tapping into that field of energy, that flow around you, and to almost surrender and feel. It's almost like closing your eyes really helps because it takes away the illusion, and you can drop down into your heart and feel the energy around you and go with the flow. They really want you to tap into your physical your physical human container has an antenna that will help to lead you, that you have been either saying, oh, that's just a feeling, oh, that's just me, that doesn't mean anything. They really want you to start trusting yourself and feeling it. They say that you do get those feelings, but you're either ignoring it or dismissing it, and they want you to practice feeling. Maybe get a friend and practice some things. Maybe get a pendulum. When you work with your pendulum and you ask it a question, I'm telling you, I do it all the time. I ask a question. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that answer, but you sort of get the feeling of things when you get the answers and the validation, and it takes some practice. But that's what they want you to know.
Well, as I was kind of getting your energy on my stage and looking ahead at the new year, I kind of saw it in segments. It's kind of like from here to April, I saw you like on the floor, scrubbing the floor. So doing some work, I don't know if the work is on yourself or on others, but like there's a little bit of work to be done between January and April. It doesn't look super hard. It almost looks like, rather than washing the floor, it's almost like you're scrubbing some clothes, and the bubbles are getting up a lot, and you're kind of letting that clean and do its job. And so what I think is, actually, maybe this means you're building something, because then the next few months after that, I also see where that things start to come together a little bit better for you. It feels like that job, finances, things start lining up. They start lining up for about 4 months there too. And then I just see that after that, it's just easy flowing right into the rest of the year. That somehow you've prepared by doing a little bit of work. You have the things you need to carry you through the middle of the year, and then it's able to flow through the rest of the year. So that's not too bad of a year there. Uh, it looks good. Like you have to put a little bit of work in, but it's going to pay off. So
Beautiful. Emily, when I tuned in, I saw I saw you playing the violin, and this means a couple of things. First, they were kind of showing me fiddling while Rome burns. And I don't mean to say that there's going to be some big catastrophe or you're like a Nero character, but just what came through was there's going to be things happening in the world, and you need something to distract yourself. So whether you play an instrument or you like to do crosswords or garden or whatever, find something that's within your control and within your ability to do, whether it's knitting or writing or whatever it is, and just something simple, and focus on that, or have a couple of things lined up so that you don't give your power away to external events that are happening that you don't have any control over. And, if something horrible happens, send love to the people involved, and then go back to your knitting or something that you can do to, or even like listening to a song, something to lift your vibration and take you out of getting just kind of hooked into the chaos that might be happening out in the world. So be attuned to your vibration. And then the next thing I saw was the dove of peace. So then that's going to help sort of smooth things out for you. And you can live in a chaotic world when you have peace within. And once you're there, I drew a card for you, and it says, unleash your magic. And it's the Archangel of Strength. By being kind of more in control of your own vibration and having some tools to manage it, that's so you're coming to the world from a place of strength. So I hope that is helpful. Wonderful. Okay. Next is CJ, and after that, it's people, places, and perspectives. So let us know if you are here. Oh, thank you, Warrior Widow. And CJ's here. Great. All right. CJ, any messages from my spirit team?
They're saying it's not over yet, CJ. Don't give up hope. There's a lot more you have to offer, and there's a lot of people that rely on you, that love your energy, and that you are a very valuable member of your community and your family. And they want you not to. They want you to continue on each day as if it's a new adventure, and to not let the appearances, which is probably a theme through this, but not let the appearances of theatrics going on around you to affect your soul. You have a soul and a spirit inside of you, a divine spark inside of you that is still desiring to express and to create and to shine. And this is what they want you to focus on. They want you to focus more right here and less right here. And they want you to be, whether you get up and make the best omelet you ever had in your entire life, or you walk around the neighborhood and meet a new neighbor, or whatever it is, there is something new and divine to encounter each and every day. And they want you to work on finding this. And it's almost like, in a lot of us around this time of year, and just with the state of the world at this moment, it's easy to kind of get a little bit down in the dumps sometimes. But they just want to say, chin up, and be your shiny self, and to take each day as it comes. They're just saying that there's a lot more that they need you to do. You have a lot more work to do.
Yes. Yes, you do, CJ. So CJ, what I'm going to tell you about is going to date me a little bit, but it's also, and so right away, they showed me that you are like corn. Now I am a past Future Farmers of America kid, so I know a lot about corn. And I don't know if you remember, but the Future Farmers of America's symbol is corn. It's the cross section of corn. And so what they're telling me with this corn is you are a person of great substance. You're a person of many, many talents, many things, because that's why they're showing me the corn, because I know. Think about it. You can eat corn fresh. You can dry the corn and keep the corn to eat later. You can dry the corn and feed it to animals. You can dry this corn and have it for years and years and years and years. You can take the cob and burn it and have fuel for your home. There's just kind of no end to what you can do with corn. And just a little bit from Terri Suzuki, a whole lot of items that we buy and use every day. If you really look into how it's made, corn is there. Corn is really the backbone and substance of the United States. That's how we started. And so what they're showing me with this corn is that you got great substance. You should never take that for granted. And also because they're showing me about that you can dry the corn and stuff. It means you have a long longevity here, a lot of longevity here, that you can really take something and keep it going for a very long time. Is there anything else I need to tell her about? Just keep working with them, keep talking to them, keep listening for them, and just remember that they are telling you right now you're kind of like corn. That means you got great, great substance. There you go.
Cool. As someone who's allergic to corn and corn-derived products, I know that it's in everything. It's in everything from toothpaste to paint. It's everywhere. I agree with you. Oh, so CJ, what I got for you was I tuned in and right away I'm seeing an image, kind of like a drawing more of a waterfall, and the water is coming right down on your head. It's like abundance. It's just coming, coming, coming. But it's almost too much. And then it turned into like more of a real, like a movie type of thing. And you step back behind the waterfall. So when it gets to be too much, you can just kind of take a step back and your vision, you can't eat corn either. Oh, I know, it's the worst. It's true. It's everywhere. But when you step back behind the waterfall, it's like you can take your hands and get as much water as you want, or you can step into it a little bit, and you have more choices. So you might be getting just a download of all kinds of ideas. Oh, you should do this, you should do that, or do this meditation, do that, and just take a step back, look out at it, and say, "Oh, this is all beautiful, but I only want this cupful." Be judicious in what you choose. Behind the scenes, it gives you a different perspective so you don't get overwhelmed by it. But then I drew cards for you, and I got the Queen of Pentacles, which means financial abundance, and kind of being the queen, just kind of, there might be some form of abundance, financial abundance coming to you, or just feeling like you're settled that way. And then I got the dove. Feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. And it might be like you're going to be getting enough money to just not be worried so much. And that you're having this big opportunity and you can take what you need and what you want. I hope that makes some sense. And thank you for the question. I'm glad I'm not the only one who has corn issues.
That was very well done, Joan. I love that. And just keep in mind, the only other thing that popped in as the ladies were reading is you are possibly going to be a mentor to somebody, or you already are a mentor to somebody. And I do see somebody quite young, like maybe like a young teen or a young mother, somebody quite young that you that is going to need your tutelage or your advice. That's what I'm picking up as well. But all the best to you, Miss CJ. We love you and we thank you for everything. All of you. I feel like you are just so warm in my heart, each and every one of you that are here and that are watching later. I just feel such gratitude right now. I'm overflowing.
Beautiful. Okay, next up is people, places, and perspectives. And after that will be Venus. So let us know, Venus, if you are here. I know people, places, and perspectives says she is. All right. My son's birthday is today. He is 41. Congratulations. You got him there. He no longer celebrates birthdays nor Christmas because he's a different religion, or has been for 15 years now. I wish I still didn't feel sad or confused by it. Okay. Let's see what we can.
Well,
That's just a comment rather than a question.
No,
Oh,
maybe.
I
I was going to
that.
answer it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was going to read on that, but
We're going to read on it, whether you meant us to or not, people, places.
I think that he acknowledges his birthday. Whether he celebrates it is a different thing. And I was just saying, and I think I actually said it in the beginning about the Christmas holiday, that I don't like the retail part of it. It's not a free for all and run up your credit card kind of thing. And so there's a balance. I think the acknowledgement of his life and a life, you know, observe his life well lived so far, I think is a different way to maybe have a celebration. But to, yeah, I think it's, I think it's important, and to sort of read between the lines. Maybe the terminology is different. Maybe the way it looks on the outside is different, but the love and the marking the time, the milestones, and the recognition is always there. It's always going to be there. And I do know that how much fun it is to celebrate and surprise people and have cake and treat them special. But if he wants to have the type of life that none of that is, that he's not really the center of attention, um, it's it is hard. I just feel like you can keep stay focused on what he does do and not what he doesn't do. He does still honor you as his mother. He does still acknowledge that he's 41 years old instead of 40. He does still have gratitude for his life that he's lived for so far, and focus on that. Because there's all different types of people. As we learned, Japan has Colonel Sanders as their mascot. So it all comes in different sizes and shapes, and it's just about how much importance we place on it. But I do empathize with you, dear people, places, and perspectives. I do. It's not easy. So all the best to you. How about you, ladies?
Well, as I was doing my little mantra that I say to myself to help me get into their spirit, what I noticed is as I was saying what I was saying, that the words had this energetic string. And I was saying it and I was weaving it and weaving it. And then I was weaving him into it. And I realized after we were done, oh, strong connection. You are woven together in time. You're woven together in spirit. There's no loss of connection here just because he doesn't want to, acknowledge these things. I recognized that actually second. The first thing they showed me, so I'll go back to the first thing, and right away they told me that you can celebrate it. And they showed me you going and getting a little cupcake or something and just sitting alone at the table with cupcake, coffee or something, and just you lighting it and thanking the universe for your son's birth, your son's Christmas or your son's life, whatever you're going to do, and just blow it out, eat the cupcake yourself, and have, if you don't like cupcake, any sweet thing will do. But that's just what they showed me is the little cupcake, and of you acknowledging the love that brought him to be, the love of that day that you had him, the love that instant hormonal connection to him that told you you would be a mother bear, and anybody that tried to hurt that little baby you would go after. uh, Revisit those issues yourself because he doesn't really want to, but you want to celebrate. And so you can celebrate that exists, and regardless, it exists and reinforces this lovely connection that I saw the angels kind of sewing together. So go ahead and love that.
Yeah. When I tuned in, I got dictation for a note that you can send him in 3D, in the 3D world, or just energetically. And it said, I'm sending you the gift of my love and thanks for being my son. It's been the greatest gift of my life. And I hope you are doing well and that you have happy memories of our time together. And then I picked a card and I got from the Feathers deck, the Vulture, which is always kind of icky in some ways, but it says, accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome a rebirth to begin. So just kind of adjust your way of thinking about it, that, yeah, it's sad that we can't have the celebrate the way you used to, but you can still send them the gift of your love and wish him the very, very best. Yeah, it's just a new perspective. As you're saying, new places, people, and perspectives. It's a new perspective on how to deal with that.
Well, that was a beautiful letter there, Joan. That was beautiful.
Yes. Just lovely. Would you mind just reading that again? Just because it really was lovely, and maybe others could benefit from it too in
I'm
similar
sending you
situations.
the gift of my love, and I scribbled something here. And thank you for being my son. It's been the greatest gift of my life. I hope you are doing well and that you have happy memories of our time together. So nothing too heavy or, but just there's mothers and sons. There's just something special there, or mothers and kids at all. Oh, I hope that works. Things work out. That's a tough one.
Yes.
And Venus is next, and this will be our last one, I'm sorry to say. But Venus would like to get a message from her dad. And Venus, if you're, oh, Bobby, thank you very much for anticipating that. Her father's name is Bobby. So let's see what we can get.
Did he have like a 5 o'clock shadow all the time? I kind of feel him like have whiskers all the time. Or if he just liked to shave every other day or something, or maybe he scratched them all the time. I see him being a little more laid back, a little more casual. And I felt like he was like a soft place to fall. I don't know that he was sensitive and kind and considerate, but he wasn't very showy with it. Like he wasn't overtly. It was only in select moments that he was able to express emotion. But he was very kind and gentle, but a little gruff too. He's a little bit round and not exactly round, but just a little padding everywhere is what I see. And he was lovely to hug. I feel like he may have lost his memory or his faculties towards the end, but he was physically fit, I feel. Obviously, if he's passed, he wasn't. But I just feel as though maybe something around his memory may have failed him or was beginning to fail him. I do feel like he was struggling a little bit towards the end, and maybe it was all together. And now he's telling me it was like the signs were here, but the problem was here. I feel like now it was like I don't know what they call it, vascular issue is what he was showing me.
Mm.
But he's very kind. And I feel like he liked his coffee. He liked his cake. He liked, I don't know, he liked watching something on TV. It's a little bit different. Was he a cowboy or something? I don't know if he'd like to watch horses on the TV or something, but he was just an all around good guy, but he didn't want much. He didn't say much, but he was really reliable and kind, and really it was just so comforting to walk in the door and know that Dad was there. And whatever Dad was watching on the TV, it could have been baseball too. There was something that he really liked, but he had his things, and he was pretty dedicated to it. What is your message to Miss Venus? He says, he's saying there's no need to have concern for us here on the other side. He's saying we can hear your thoughts, and we can hear your prayers, and we can feel your connection through your heart. And he's very proud of you. And I don't know if you smell him or if you smell something he used to like. I don't know, something he's saying that what you sense or feel or hear around you, and you think, is that Dad? Does that smell like Dad? Is that my dad? He's saying to trust that's his way of coming through. He's a really nice guy. Aw, he was your BFF. Aw. Coffee and Westerns. It was Westerns. There was something on the TV that was a little unusual. Okay, good. Thank you.
And also,
yeah.
toward the end, had memory and personality changes. So you got it right on. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What a great reading.
Yeah.
I was hoping as you read, it might help me understand mine just a little bit, but I don't know why, but when most of the dads, not all of them, but a lot of them, they meet me on the patio outside. They meet me on the patio. And he met me on the patio. And he's grilling something. Or he wants to remind you that he's like the grill master. He's in charge of the scrapers and the forks. He's in charge of that. Okay, so Bobby, please tell me a little bit more. What is the message here for Venus? He says, Venus, the name Venus is not a mistake. You were the love of his life. You, from the second you were born, you had his heart. You had him wrapped right around your little finger. He was proud to be your dad. He feels really good from the other side about the kinds of lessons he was able to teach you, and the lessons you were able to teach him, because remember, a good teacher is one that learns from their student too. And I can tell he was a good teacher. Okay, Bobby, anything else? He's bringing up the presents you would give him as a little kid. You know how a little kid like takes a piece of macaroni and glues a bunch of stuff on it and then thinks you've just given them a diamond. He's saying that he was always absolutely entertained by your little gifts. There was no bad gift. I mean, he can tell that sometimes you can look back now and say, what was I thinking? Why did I give him that? I can't see exactly what, but you must have given him one funny gift one time when you were little. Something crazy that probably became like a family story. She gave him, we can't believe it. Something you gave him that was really, really, really funny. He appreciates that still. he's just a good guy. I just feel that his spirit's helping you and somebody you can rely on. He's just such a nice soul to kind of be around. I can feel that too. So thank you for letting us read him.
He was always outside, and he would tell me that too. And I think she said, "Oh my God, yes," as far as the little gifts that she would make,
Oh.
that he was very, and let's see.
Oh,
He kept them in plain sight. It was all special to him because it was from me. Oh, what a
yeah.
sweetheart. Oh, that's great. Well, when I tuned in right away, and that was just both of those were wonderful, wonderful reads. And I don't know if I can add too much to it, but when I tuned in, I saw a drum, like not a snare drum, a little bit bigger, but it was like a tom tom or something that you used in marching band. And I just kept hearing "March to the beat of your own drummer." It's okay to be different, but this is your life, and you get to set the pace. You get to decide how you want to move forward. And then I started pulling cards, and I got the 7 of Pentacles, and this is the guy, but I got it upside down. When it's like this, it's sometimes mean the guy is kind of resting on his laurels or just kind of taking a break. But it seems to be saying, don't do that. Just keep moving forward, doing what you're doing. And then another one this is the Robin. It's kind of the same idea. New growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. So between those two cards, I'm kind of thinking like there's something for you. Just keep moving ahead. And then the last one was the Archangel of Harmony that said, bring in the music. And maybe that's again referencing to march to the beat of your own drummer, or do something to keep your vibe high. But those were just wonderful cards. He sounded like a really great guy, and it's losing a dad is that's a rough one. So anyhow, thank you for asking the question, and thank you all so much for coming here. And thank you especially to Jean and Terry. You're both such fabulous readers.
Thank you for hosting, Joan.
Yeah. And tell us, Terry, what are you up to next?
I believe my very next thing is going to be on Saturday, and I'm going to be reading Akashic Records live with Allie Martin.
Oh,
on
fun.
my channel on Saturday.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you're hosting the infamous Allie from Heart and Soul Connected.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and we're gonna read them live, read the Akashic live. So the kinds of things people might want to ask is like, I want to meet my team. I want to know their names or what they're like, or lots of or past lives or future lives, whatever they want.
That sounds like fun.
How about you, Jean?
Well, before that, I just wanted to say that Venus is responding. She said, birds and music are some of my faves.
Great.
Aww.
Good. Well, he knew that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How sweet. I'm going to be on with Gerald this Friday. We're doing a mediumship show together. And then I'll be on with Scott Scorpio's son Tarot. He will be on my channel. I will be hosting the famous Scott. And let me just check one other. And then on Sunday, I have Val from Dragonfly Crystals stopping by to talk a little bit more about ascension and the frequency and vibration and the changes of humanity. Just little subjects like that.
The future of humanity, And I will be on with Allie Martin of Heart and Soul Connected on Thursday for Meeting with the Mediums, which is always fun. And we invite you to join us, but we just want to say thank you, not only for being here today, but throughout the year. And we just, enjoy doing this so much and are so appreciative of the wonderful audience that we have. And wish you the very, very best for a happy holiday. And we'll see you soon. Bye now.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.